There is a place that, once you set foot there, time seems to stop. A land where stones breathe history, where every carving on the wall tells a story about a glorious past that once existed. This is Angkor Wat, the pride of the Khmer civilization, and also one of the greatest mysteries of humanity. When you stand in front of Angkor Wat, you feel small, not just in size, but in time. The temple, built in the 12th century by King Suryavarman II, is not only a religious center but also an architectural miracle that challenges human understanding even today. Some scholars call it the eighth wonder of the world. But the real question is, how could an ancient civilization build something so massive, so perfect, and so aligned with the stars without modern technology? Wind sound. Let's go back in time, to an era when the Khmer Empire ruled Southeast Asia, when art, science, and faith merged into one great vision, a city of gods. Carved out of the heart of the jungle, soft music begins. Angkor Wat was originally built as a temple dedicated to the Hindu god Vishnu, representing cosmic order and eternal time. But later, it became a symbol of Buddhism, showing how Khmer spirituality evolved through the ages. When viewed from above, the temple complex forms a perfect mandala, a sacred diagram of the universe. Each tower represents a peak of Mount Meru, the mythical mountain where the gods reside. The surrounding moat symbolizes the cosmic ocean, and the long corridors reflect the endless cycles of rebirth. This is not just architecture. It is a cosmic map carved into stone, a connection between heaven and earth, between gods and humans. But when we look deeper into Angkor Wat's structure, we find questions that history cannot fully answer. Why are the towers perfectly aligned with the constellations visible during the spring equinox? Why do the corridors correspond to the number of days in a solar year? And how did the ancient Khmer manage to transport and stack millions of tons of stone without wheels, iron tools, or modern cranes? Some researchers suggest that they used elephants and bamboo scaffolding. Others believe there was an ancient technology now lost to time, a technique involving sound, vibration, or even magnetism, low humming sound. There are carvings inside Angkor Wat that show strange figures, beings wearing what look like helmets, belts, and devices that resemble modern machinery. Were these just symbols of gods? Or could they be depictions of something else? Visitors from the sky. The mystery deepens when we look at the precision of Angkor Wat's construction. The main axis of the temple points directly to the west, something rare for Hindu temples, which usually face east. This alignment creates a perfect phenomenon. During the equinox, the sun rises and sets exactly along the temple's main corridor, casting light through every doorway in a straight line. It's as if the builders wanted to mark time, to lock the motion of the cosmos into stone. Soft chanting sound. Many locals believe that Angkor Wat was not built by humans alone. Legends tell of divine beings, devas and asuras, who descended to earth and guided the Khmer in shaping the temple. According to myth, the gods themselves built Angkor overnight, using heavenly power to move stones that humans could not lift. Even today, monks and spiritual seekers describe Angkor as a portal, a sacred gate between worlds, where energy flows from the universe into the earth. When scientists measured the electromagnetic field around the temple, they found something extraordinary. The readings showed higher frequencies than normal, similar to those detected at ancient pyramids in Egypt and Mexico. Coincidence? Or a global energy network built by ancient civilizations? Music rises. If we trace a straight line on the world map connecting Angkor Wat, the Great Pyramid of Giza, and Easter Island, we find they all lie on the same geodesic line, as if planned with precise global geometry. How could ancient builders thousands of miles apart have known the shape of the Earth so accurately, unless they shared a common source of knowledge? That's where the story takes a strange turn. Archaeologists have studied Angkor Wat for decades, but many questions still remain unanswered. Some of the carvings found deep within the temple walls depict animals that should not have existed in that era, such as dinosaurs, specifically the Stegosaurus. How could Khmer artists 1,000 years ago know what a dinosaur looked like when fossils had not yet been discovered? Was it imagination? Or could it be that the ancient Khmer saw something, or someone, that modern history cannot explain? Sound of drums. In one of the hidden chambers, explorers found strange circular holes carved into solid stone. They are perfectly round, as if drilled by machinery far more advanced than what existed in the 12th century. Laser scans showed that the surfaces are incredibly smooth, almost mirror-like. Some scientists proposed that the builders might have used sonic technology, tools powered by sound waves to cut and lift massive stones. This theory was inspired by legends claiming that priests used sacred chants to make rocks float in the air. It sounds mythical, but there are similar stories in Tibet, Egypt, and even the Andes, ancient cultures all describing singing stones. If those stories are true, then Angkor Wat may not only be a temple, but also an ancient energy generator, a place designed to channel frequencies of the earth and the universe. Echoing voice. Many ancient cultures believed that sound is the essence of creation. In Hindu cosmology, the universe began with a single vibration, the sacred sound Om. When we stand inside Angkor's main hall and chant Om, the echo lasts for several seconds, resonating through the entire structure like the temple itself is alive. It is as if the stones remember. They vibrate in harmony with the original sound of the cosmos. Soft chanting. Locals often say that the temple sings at night. Some travelers who spent the night near the temple reported hearing deep humming tones coming from beneath the ground. When scientists placed sensors under certain parts of Angkor, they discovered low-frequency vibrations that didn't match any natural seismic activity. What causes those vibrations remains unknown. Could Angkor Wat be standing on a geological energy node, like a chakra of the planet? And could the ancient builders have known how to use it to communicate with the divine? Music intensifies slightly. Some modern theorists, including ancient astronaut researchers, believe that Angkor Wat was built on the ruins of a much older site, one that may predate recorded history. Satellite images reveal geometric patterns under the surrounding jungle, suggesting there might be entire buried cities beneath Angkor. LiDAR scanning, a technology that uses laser to penetrate forest cover, confirmed the existence of massive hidden structures, roads and canals stretching for hundreds of kilometers. It's as if Angkor was once part of a giant metropolis, connecting temples, reservoirs, and star-aligned towers. If true, that means the Khmer Empire inherited, rather than created, some of this ancient system. So who were the original builders? Pause. Wind blowing. There are Khmer legends that speak of a kingdom before Angkor, a realm of gods who lived among humans. They taught people how to build with stone and how to harness energy from the sky. But when humanity became greedy, the gods withdrew, leaving behind only silent monuments and encoded messages carved into walls. Some believe these gods were not divine beings, but visitors from another world, extraterrestrials who came thousands of years ago and helped early civilizations around the globe. Music. Rising tension. If you compare Angkor Wat to the Great Pyramid of Giza or Teotihuacan in Mexico, you notice something shocking. All three sites share not only architectural symmetry but also astronomical precision. Their main structures align with the Orion Belt, the three stars central to many creation myths. Why would cultures separated by oceans share the same celestial focus? How could they all have known the movement of the stars so precisely without telescopes or satellites? Either they were all guided by the same knowledge, or they were taught by the same teachers, soft choir in background. Even more mysterious, Angkor Wat's measurements encode numbers found in the precession of the equinox, a cosmic cycle of 25,920 years. The builders seemed to understand the slow wobble of Earth's axis, something that modern science only fully confirmed in recent centuries. It is as if the temple was designed not just as a monument, but as a cosmic clock, recording the cycles of heaven and earth. Every great civilization eventually fades, and so did the Khmer Empire. After centuries of glory, drought, war, and shifting trade routes slowly brought Angkor to decline. The jungle began to reclaim the land, and the once magnificent city of gods was swallowed by vines and silence. But even in ruin, Angkor Wat never lost its spirit. Travelers who came here centuries later described a haunting presence, as if unseen eyes were still watching from the shadows of the towers. The monks who stayed believed the temple was alive, breathing energy from the earth itself, sound of wind through trees. When you walk through the empty corridors at dawn, you can feel it too, a vibration that seems to hum beneath your feet, a pulse that connects you to something far older than humanity. What if Angkor Wat was never meant to be a place of worship alone? What if it was an ancient technology, a spiritual machine designed to amplify consciousness? Some esoteric researchers claim that the temple's structure resonates with Schumann frequencies, the natural heartbeat of the planet. When monks meditate inside, their brain waves synchronize with this frequency, creating a state of deep awareness, a gateway to higher dimensions. Could this be the real purpose of Angkor Wat? Not a tomb, not a palace, but a bridge between human and divine, matter and spirit, earth and stars, chanting echoes. In certain nights of the year, when the stars align perfectly above the central tower, locals say that the temple awakens, light appears where none should be, sounds are heard that have no source, and those who meditate within describe visions of beings made of light. Some call them ancestors. Others call them the returning gods. Music intensifies softly. Whatever the truth is, Angkor Wat stands as a silent message carved in stone, a reminder that long before electricity, long before satellites, humanity already looked to the heavens and sought to understand its place in the cosmos. Perhaps the ancient Khmer knew that true power was not in conquest or wealth, but in harmony between the seen and the unseen, between knowledge and faith, between human hands and divine wisdom. Soft flute plays. Today, Angkor Wat continues to attract millions of people from all over the world. Tourists, monks, scientists, and dreamers, all drawn by something they cannot explain. Maybe it's beauty, maybe it's mystery, or maybe deep down it's a forgotten memory we all share. Because when you stand before Angkor Wat, you don't just see a temple. You see a mirror of humanity's greatest question. Where do we come from, and who built the world before us?